Successful hate watch people. Crystal Palace 1, Man City nil, and Crystal Palace are the FA Cup winners for 2025. Honestly, I don't know if you lot are seeing this right now. Pep looking dejected as they're going up to collect their losers medals. I'm not gonna lie. No way you cut this. This is not a good look for Arsenal. You know what I mean? But you've got to give it to Crystal Palace today. They came here. They knew they could win the game. Eze, like, what a baller! You can see what it means for the fans. They haven't won a trophy, I think, since '94. They're going to be in the Europa League next season. Crystal Palace. They're going to have a chance for the Charity Shield, which is a dinner plate, but they're going to have a chance for that. Eze speaking right now, you can just see the emotions, man. You can just see the emotions. Like, I'm so, you know what? I know they're technically the ops, but I'm happy for them, and we're happier than Man City winning it because I think that would have been more embarrassing just to see Crystal Palace get this shot. It's mad, 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 mad stuff. Let's see what he has to say. Yeah, and even literally, even they're saying like Crystal Palace has 15% possession before Eze ended up scoring the goal. And it just goes to show you in these big games and these one-off games, it's about the moments and players that can create moments. I feel like this is the kind of thing Arsenal really need at the club. Players that can create moments and then know how to set up. Let's keep it real. If we had that player that could create moments and then we know how to set up for the big games, all of these semi-finals and that Arsenal quarters or semis that Arsenal get to and can't get over the line. It's players like Eze, man. We should have got Eze time ago. He's an example of a player like that. But you've got to give it up to Glasner and the boys. They did a great job. Dean Henderson as well, with big saves. In the game, you saw Pep at the end there was not happy with Dean Henderson. But my word, what a match, people! Like what? Crystal Palace? Nah, nah. Nah, this is mad. I honestly can't believe it. Honestly, cannot believe it. But you've got to big them up. Crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Nah, I know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Arsenal actually have to fix up next season. Like we've got because anyway you cut this, even though yes, it's a successful hate along. City did not win. Even though that's the case, even though that's the case, one of our London rivals just won an FA Cup and we ain't picked up nada, you know, absolutely nothing. So we've honestly got to buck up and get to performing because right now it's not looking too good. Another one of our London rivals, my in Tottenham, and again they're only rivals by proximity, but they could be picking something up as well. Honestly, they could be picking something up. So if Arsenal don't fix up, it could be very peak. Either we lose our bragging rights to opposition outside of London, or we lose our bragging rights to opposition in London. Crystal Palace have won now. Chelsea could pick up their Conference League. Tottenham could pick up their Europa, and then it's just Arsenal and Brentford chilling. Yo, nah, 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 nah. We can't be having that. We can't be having out of Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Chelsea. We cannot be having only Arsenal not be the one to pick up a trophy. Like that's actually nuts. That's actually nuts. We can't. We genuinely can't be having that. That is mad. But the boys, the Crystal Palace, there's Eddie and Eddie, big Eddie, man. Eddie picking up his medal. Can't believe Eddie's won an FA Cup with Crystal Palace in what 2 seasons? Nathaniel Klein, Mitchell, aka the baby, Kamada, and then Dean Henderson going up to take their medals. Oliver Glasner, big grin on his face. I mean, what an achievement. Yeah, man like William. Yeah, big up Glasner, man. You gotta give it to them. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of stuff needs to put a different kind of fire in Arsenal's belly, man. Our South London ops have just gone and taken an FA Cup off City. What did we take off them? Community Shield. Ah man. Oh man. Oh man. But you know what? Successful hate along. Successful hate along. That's all I'll say. At least that. At the very least that. But all we managed to take off City as an Arsenal fan was a Community Shield. We've got to do better, man. But you got to shout out Crystal Palace. Just look at the grin on there. Look at what this means to their players, man. Saw Dean Henderson at the end of the game speaking about, like he lost his dad and what it means. And like this one's for him, this is what it means for him. You can just see it on their faces. It's mad. No cup since 1994, over 30 years since Palace won any sort of silverware. And by the way, you would think that Arsenal would be far, far from that. But, we're 20 years deep without a major trophy. Obviously, we've picked up FA Cups along the way, but we're 20 years deep without a major trophy. So, look, and that's what our club represents. We are about the major trophies. So, Arsenal, 30 years since Palace won a trophy, but 20 years since Arsenal won the majors. So, we've got to buck up and look at teams like Crystal Palace and deep that sometimes you just need those moments, players like an Eze, like a Mateta, that just know how to show up in the big games and create the difference when the going's tough. Crystal Palace didn't have all the possession today, but the numbers say a different story. One team's collecting the medal, one team's heading back to Manchester. So you know what it is. You know what it is. Nah, big up Crystal Palace, man. Big up Crystal Palace. Crazy scenes. Can't believe Nketiah is picking up one of these, man. Big up to him as well, to be fair. I know he's barely played for Palace, but I'm not gonna lie. You gotta give it up to him. Yeah, man. They're about to lift the trophy, and we'll end it there after they lift the trophy. Then on to the next hate watch. When's the Chelsea game? When's the Chelsea Europa Conference final? I don't even know. When is that? No, 2 Wednesdays from now. Crazy. Here they go. Crystal Palace, FA Cup winners for 2025, and they lift the trophy. Mad. No trophy in 30 years. Oliver Glasner gets the team over the line with a goal by Eze. Crystal Palace are the winners. They go into the Europa League next season. They get a chance also to get a Community Shield. The same thing we've managed. The only thing we managed to take off City as well. I mean, it's going to be some kind of party in South London, man. These men are going to be hitting up them clubs. Maybe they'll even go Morley's. I don't know. But nah, you got to big up. Thank God I don't live in South. I could not be there for these celebrations, man. I would not want to be seeing these scenes in South London, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. But you know what? I can appreciate a team that's just put it all out there and yeah, and it put the final nail in what's been a ridiculous season. Roy Hodgson and Gareth Southgate showing out there. Crazy. Thomas Tuchel's there as well. Nah, mad. Gonna be seeing Crystal Palace shirts out in full force now. I cannot believe it. Nah, listen, people. Listen, maybe we'll do another up along next week. Am I even available for that? Nah, I don't know if I can watch the Tottenham Man United game, That game is it's just it's tragic, I can't lie. What having to watch Tottenham United after this, that stink fest. I don't know if I can be doing that, to be completely honest with you. I do not know if I can be doing that. Yeah, Man United have to beat Tottenham. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not having our pride be reduced to the fact that not only do we not win anything this season, but also our London ops take away something. Crystal Palace, I can allow. I won't have Tottenham taking away a trophy. United, you better show up on Wednesday. I'll see if I can do a watch along for the United Tottenham game. I might have a work function. Otherwise, I would try to do a watch along. But ah, nah. Arsenal fans, what are you saying about this win? I'm just happy to see City vex, and yeah. Okay, so eighth place would be a European spot if Chelsea win the Conference League. That is so interesting. So 10 Premier League teams could still qualify for Europe. So eighth place would be a European spot if Chelsea win the Conference League and finish sixth or seventh. So 10 Premier League teams could still qualify for Europe. Listen, this run-in is crazy, and Arsenal face Newcastle tomorrow. This season ain't done. The season is not done. There's still the mid-off happening for, anywhere from second to eighth, ninth, 10th place. So let's see how it goes, people. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the upper long Crystal Palace winners of the FA Cup, and we head into Arsenal Newcastle tomorrow. Let's see how the game goes. Catch you then. Maybe we'll do a watch along then. So yeah, catch you in a bit, people. Peace.